and welcome to the Frivolous and Frugal Knitting Podcast. We're two sisters who share our fondness for knitting, the things that we create, and the knitting communities that we are part of. And we do it all with a twist of both frivolous and frugal. Welcome to episode 17. I am Dawn. I am the frivolous one, and I am fourth of 8 in our family's birth order.
And I'm Frugal Miss Penny, and I am the oldest of the 8. I'd just like to give a hearty welcome and thank you to our returning viewers. It just tickles us that you come back and watch each episode. And we're still hoping that you'll glean something from today's episode. And for those of you who are first-time viewers, we are so grateful that you've devoted a little bit of your viewing time to our show. We're hoping that you have a takeaway nugget or two from what we're about to share. So without further ado, grab your favorite knitting project, your note-taking device, and a sense of humor because we're off with episode 17.
How can you grab just one favorite knitting project? I'm surrounded by a few right now. It's like, oh.
Do as I say, not as I do.
And I've learned in Zoom kind of things like this that you have to grab a simple project because lace does not work with chatting and everything else.
That sounds like a little voice of experience speaking there. Were you doing some tinking?
Yeah, last night. It's like, oh, well, that was kind of not productive.
Hey, can I say something really quick? I'm sorry. Somebody asked me the other day what tink meant.
Oh, really?
And we use it frequently, but I don't believe we've ever defined it.
Oh.
Tink is the word knit spelled backwards. So when you tink, you are undoing stitch by stitch rather than frogging, rip it, by just ripping out your stitches. So I just wanted to give that little explanation, and that way we can keep moving on. So I'm sorry, we use those words and we forget to define them.
I know, and we do that a lot. We use all kinds of mnemonics. But I spy something on your mantle.
Well, thank you. Typically we try to wear something, and today is just hot and humid. So up on the mantle is the cable channel pillow that I have completed. It's a pattern by Michelle Hunter. I also have the buttons put on it. Did I show everyone the buttons?
You showed what you had purchased them, but I don't know, you hadn't attached them yet.
Here they are. And you can see that the buttonholes have a bit of a cable design in it.
Yes, they do.
Which matches the front of the pillow.
I think you have inspired Miss Cindy to knit that pillow.
That's what she said.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
It is sweet. Well, what's around your neck?
This is Fractal Danger by Martina Behm. I knit it last year when we were planning, or when we went to Zombie Knitpocalypse. All of us who went were given the same skein of yarn, and you could do whatever you wanted with it. So it was one skein. So yeah, Fractal Danger. And
can I ask a clarifying question? You said all of you who went were given the same skein of yarn. Was that for everyone who attended ZK, or?
No, that's a good clarification. Those from Magpie's Cottage that went.
Got it. Okay.
Miss Laurel dyed the yarn. She's blue Doxie Dyeworks, and this is her Shorthair base, and the color's called Magpie's Magic.
Love it.
And when I put it on this morning, I must have spilled something on it. So I cleaned it, but it's like, oh, how lovely. That's been sitting there for a year. And I think if I'm right, Laurel's birthday. Happy birthday, Miss Laurel.
Yes. Happy birthday.
She's having a sale at her website, Blue Doxie Dyeworks. I'll put that up on the screen. And, you know, to be honest, I'm not sure what the sale percent is, but if you're interested in her yarns, she has got some ideas to make some new colorways. So she just needs to, you know, move out some inventory so you can get in some more. So I look forward to see what she creates in the future. So, and you know what, ZK would have been next weekend. So I am doing the ZK from home, so virtually. So it's been fun. We've been meeting once a week on Zoom, anybody who wants to. And then we just got the lineup for the virtual classes and the keynote speaker and everything for next weekend. So
Fun.
yeah, I think it should be fun. I wish I could be there, but I guess this is in lieu of. So
Right.
yeah. So
Good modification.
what are you working on there?
Actually, I just cast on Anchor's hat, and I don't know based on the language origin if it's Anchor's hat, Anchor's hat, but it is a pattern from Petite Knit. And so I just cast it on this morning. It is in Cascade 220 Superwash, the jet colorway. I modified the stitch count. They give you a men's small, and then they give you a large. So I modified the stitch count to make a medium hat. And it's all part of my 45 hat, 45 designers goal for this year.
You are so smart.
Gee whiz, I got those ideas from you. What's on your needles?
You know, speaking of that hat, didn't she, why do I think that sweater's on the hot right now on Ravelry?
Oh, she has a whole line of projects that are anchors, hat, sweater.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
she does a wonderful job of these vertical ribbed columns. Oh yeah, it's been on the top 100 for quite some time.
I want to knit it so I at least can wear something petite once.
Hey, I didn't think about that. I may copy you on that one.
Here's the update on our Together Apart.
Ooh, Dawn.
So this is the shawl that Brianna and I are doing. Penny may eventually, but it's Brianna's lace. She wanted to do lace. So this is Cascade Heritage Sock in the wine colorway. And this was just little bit I had left over, I think, from my Goldfish Memories. So that would be a Leading Men. I don't know the color. I'm sure I have it on my project page, but you only need like 10 grams of it, if that. So I don't know if you can see the lace pattern coming through.
Yes. When you put it up like that, we can see it with your background of the wall. That's pretty, Dawn.
Gosh, I wonder if this is where I was last week or if I moved that for some reason, but
Probably was.
I just have one row of the next lace. So I still have this lace section, another garter, and then the huge lace section. So yeah, I like it. It's a 20 row repeat of lace with a 20 stitch repeat. So I was going to show you it, and I'll do this quick because I don't want to, it's a paid for pattern. I took the pattern and enlarged it and then highlighted the repeats so that I can have it in front of me.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and because sometimes the print is so small on patterns. Now, I also usually bring it up as a PDF on the computer where I can enlarge it too, but I can't do that and Zoom at the same time. Again, that's a paid for pattern by Melanie Berg called Together Apart. So
wonderful.
What else are you working on?
Well, I have a couple COFOs, and we haven't had COFOs for quite a while. A COFO is something we cast on, and it's a finished object between our episodes. Remember that?
I do.
I'm not sure that will ever catch anywhere but here, but that's okay. So the first COFO I have is a hat pattern, and it's part of my 45 hats, 45 designers. This one is, let me get the name correct. It is Mensky. That's the title of the project. It's spelled MENSKY by Maria Socha. It was a delightful knit. I knitted in Plymouth Encore on a size 6 for the brim and a size 7 for the body of the hat.
I like that pattern.
I do too. And I got to tell you, I tried it on because I haven't blocked it yet. I like the way it fits. It has some nice give. So now it's kind of big, but it's snug but not tight. I can't explain it.
Yeah, I like it. And then when you take it off, show us the crown.
I will.
Since you're the queen.
Oh, hey, that was pretty good.
Oh, I'm sharp, sharp, sharp this morning.
You
Oh,
are
I like
sharp.
that too. And so no pom-pom, do I assume?
No, this is going to go to a male.
Okay.
I decided that I thought this was a nice pattern for the males in our family. And so I don't think they would appreciate a pom-pom.
Yeah,
But I am going to put one of those leather tags that we ordered.
we have got to start doing that.
Yeah. I would like to do one for all the hats that I make.
Yeah,
And just tack it down here.
that's a good reminder. I should do that. And I
Mhm.
just realized I don't have a hat on the needle
On the
right now.
needles?
And I need to. I should look at one of the hats that's on my UFO list. So the next thing on my needles is an update on the Moon Cat shawl by Kelly McClure. So it's a very wide crescent. So I think last week I was having the discussion about this part was not supposed to be stockinette,
Yeah.
and we decided to make it a design feature.
Yes.
Okay, I went back and read the pattern. It was supposed to be stockinette. So it's still the design, I guess. But here's where I kind of went rogue a little bit. I did this dark section as written, but I had so much yarn left over from number 1. I decided to change the pattern. So I changed the lace, and I think I'm going to have enough to do like 24 rows of this.
Ooh, Dawn.
And this is the lace pattern that I found in Joji Locatelli's 3-color cashmere shawl. And it happened to be in the right number. So this is an 8-stitch repeat. So look at all the bling. I did 500 stitches.
Put that closer to the camera so we can see all your stitch markers. Because you, oh my goodness.
There you go.
There's a design feature for you.
Yeah.
But explain why you do that, because I think your rationale is very, very good.
I think with lace for me, if I wait till I see the error, I'm usually several rows ahead. And that's a lot to tink back lace, I think. And I don't rip lace because you'd have to reinsert your needles. And so unfortunately, I just have to tink. And at 500 stitches a row, I'd be apt to put this in timeout. So I just put a stitch marker, and then I count the stitches as I go, so I should never be off.
That's smart.
And then if you're only off 1 row, you can drop down and fix it. Now, I'm not good at doing that in lace yet, and that's a good challenge. But this, as opposed to the last shawl I showed you, it has a very definite pattern. So you see this very easily. On Melanie Berg's one, I don't see the pattern. So it's a little more.
Yes, I see that. That is pretty. So can I ask a quick question? Do you then not use a lifeline when you're using stitch markers like that?
I do not. Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
That makes sense.
if I was going from, like, I may end the Melanie Berg one, because when I move to the next lace, there's different sections of lace. So if I get a section done and it's right, I'll probably lifeline that.
Okay.
Because then I have to move stitch markers. So.
And how do you put your lifelines in?
I usually, when I'm a row past what's right, or maybe when I just finished a row that's right, I just take a chibi needle, put some dental floss on it, or some of that pearl cotton yarn that I have, like from years ago. Did we do something with it? I'm sure we did something with it. And you got a ball this big for like $4.99, so it's going to last me an eternity. But yeah, I just run that through. Now, if I had some smaller yarn, like if a fingering weight what I was using, I may try a lace weight yarn to run through there. But I have dental floss, so that's usually, and I think you're the one that taught me about using the dental floss.
No. I use the crochet thread.
Oh, that's the cotton thread I was talking about. I couldn't think of the name.
Yeah, I can't take credit for the dental floss. Because that would mean I'd have to go back to my dentist and ask for all sorts of free samples. And he would assume then I would be using it to floss my teeth. And I would have to confess, no, it's for a lifeline in my knitting. Yeah, so no. Well, that's good. And I appreciate you explaining it, because Not everyone knows those methods, those strategies.
Yeah, that's probably true. And then we just keep hearing more and more, which I think is fun. Now, do you have another COFO?
I do have another COFO. So where you and I are knitting in different veins this summer, you're doing a lot of large projects in your shawls. I'm still working on my hats. So this is the hat that I just recently finished. If you want to take a look at it, the name of the pattern is called Space Between. And it's referring to this space right here between the two matching bands. And this pattern is by Judy Mergia. And she provides options for this pattern. So if you are someone who would like to see a variety of ways to make a hat, you need to get her pattern. She gives you three different geometric designs to put in that middle space, as well as three different ways to finish the crown. So I did the swirly crown.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
And it's a double brim as well. And I'm going to put a white pom-pom on this after I block it. Because, and we'll get to this, I guess, later in lessons learned, I don't have enough left over from my yarn to make a regular pom-pom, a matching pom-pom.
Wow. And did you, last week, I think you said you wanted to do a pom-pom for that red and white hat.
I did. Thank you for reminding me. I did. So again, this is the double thick beanie that is by Very Pink Knit. I just made the pom-pom to go on top now. And this is it's really a Bucky Badger's hat. It's going to be a Bucky Badger's hat. So that's what this is.
So Bucky Badger is the team mascot for the University of Wisconsin at Madison.
Yep. And we have some dinky darlings living up there.
Yeah, hailed around here about in the same prestige as the Packers. So.
What about you?
I have nothing off my needles because I'm all in big projects. But you know what I did bring, because we mentioned it last week, the ornaments.
Yes.
On the sock machine.
I love those, Dawn. So I want a whole tree full.
I cranked a few more this week because I wasn't sure how much yarn it took. It takes just short of 10 grams, like 9.4, 9.6 grams. And so this is just a plastic, those ornaments I get like at Joann's. It is the 4-inch one. And it just takes 35 rows, and then you cinch together the bottom and the top. So this is what I use after I crank a sock on the sock machine if I have extra. And then whatever I have extra from here is what I send to you.
I like those.
Now I was thinking it'd be kind of fun if I gave a pair of socks as a gift to somebody and this was the yarn. It'd be fun to give them the ornament. I'd have to be organized. So now I found in my stash 2 really pretty self-striping Christmas yarns. I'm going to take the whole skein of that and just make Christmas ornaments with those. But I think you could do them year round. So,
Dawn, I like that use of leftover yarn. It's brilliant.
And this is, I thought I lost a skein of yarn that I bought at ZK last year. And I found this. This is a leftover from that yarn. So I made socks, gave them away. Don't even know to who. But this is evidence that I used it. Show Me Yarns, and this was The Cat That Stowed Away, I think was the name of the colorway. Because the year before at ZK, when they opened their trailer for their yarn, her cat jumped out of the trailer. So the cat stowed away and made the little trip.
So I forgot, who is the company?
I think it's called Show Me Yarns.
Show Me. Okay, that's what I thought you said.
An indie buyer. Gosh, why do I think they're Minnesota-based? But maybe that's just a guess. Now, I have a 64 slot machine, so this is 64 stitches. If you wanted to buy the larger balls or the smaller balls, you would just have to, I suppose, adjust, how many stitches. So that just happens to be the machine I have, which is usually where I do most of my socks, 64 stitches. So
Mhm.
That is my feeble attempt to show something finished.
Oh, feeble attempt to show something finished with a frugal twist.
How about that?
Sounds to me like you may be moving over to the light side.
I was kind of thinking of it in a different vein, but
Oh,
okay.
were you? Yeah. So just for the record, I believe you were double dog dared last week not to buy yarn for 2 weeks. So we have to have an update.
Okay. Do I look thinner? I've gone a whole week on a yarn diet. Okay. And what is it? As soon as I know I can't buy it, oh, it's crazy. So we were Zooming the other night and we were, well, this kind of is a double whammy. There's some of us that are just going to start an informal knit along if anybody wants to join us. So for the month of July, we're going to knit Herbivore by Stephen West. And I bought the yarn for that. But then one of them suggested that our August knit along, which I guess is going to become a thing, I don't know, is that Festival of Stitches by Lisa Hannes.
I want to do that one.
Everybody signed on. The yarn used in the original pattern was by Miss Babs. Everybody just sitting there during Zoom signed on to Miss Babs, picked their colorway and ordered it.
Right there before your very eyes?
Yes. And so we're laughing. I mean, hundreds of dollars, right? That the corporately they spent. But they're teasing me about the double dog dare. Like, are you going to order it? No, I am not going to order it. We'll order it for you and we won't tell Penny.
Oh, those ladies.
But I can't keep a secret, so that I would have to tell you that I can't tell you that I ordered the yarn. So, yeah. So I think, one of the things about the double dog dare that I have found helpful is maybe I should think for a while. If I, like, the closer that knit along gets, that's when I should purchase the yarn. Because otherwise I'm purchasing yarn faster than I can knit it, even though I have projects in mind.
Ooh.
So I bought, one of the kits for Stephen West painted bricks.
Mm-hmm.
I have every intention of knitting it. The timing just didn't hit right. So instead of buying it then, I should have just put that shawl in my queue. And when it's getting close to being at the top, buy the yarn then. Because I think in stash management, and everybody does stash management a little bit different, I pretty much am over just buying a skein of yarn because it's pretty, but I can't knit as fast as I'm buying it. And so I don't know if that means I'm getting a little frugal or what.
I don't know what that means because I think many of us are tempted to do the very thing you're talking about. We see a pretty yarn and we grab it thinking, you know what, one day I am going to knit this.
Well, yeah, and I think I'm pretty typical. Last year at ZK, I bought 21 skeins of yarn. 21.
And you have them all knit already?
Yep, they're all knit in case we went back this year. But do I really need to buy at the virtual showcase this year? So I'm thinking maybe if I do decide to knit another project, I sure would like to first look at our local yarn shops to see if I can find the yarn, but and support people there. But I need to be more, I guess maybe the word's intentional. I want to get more intentional about what I purchase and the timing of it. So it too doesn't become part of my UFO list for next year. I have enough already that I can put on next year. So yeah, anyway.
Wow, that's pretty cool, Dawn.
Yeah. Remind me of that. So by next week, I should be emaciated.
Yes, you should. For 2 weeks without purchasing, absolutely you should. And I'll be sure to look specifically and comment on that.
So instead of a low carb diet, I'm on a low fiber diet.
Yes, you are.
I'd rather be on a high fiber diet.
Wouldn't we all? For sure. For sure. That was good.
Funny.
You witty thing, you. I did have something I learned this week too. And I have learned that sometimes we just need our knitting community to help us see our knitting projects differently. So a quick background of the story. We were knitting with the aunties last night, and I had just cast off this hat, Space Between. And it was from a deep stash. The receipt is dated 2002 because I thought it was 2004, but it's 2002. Because see, even back then I was using Ziplocs. This is the actual bag for that project. I was knitting, I took a class to knit this patchwork purse.
Yeah.
Now, it was the first time I'd ever done I-cord, yada, 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 yada. So I purchased Cascade 220 for the project. Found this the other day when I was going through my closet and realized, Frugal Miss Penny, you only need to seam the bottom two seams, put the toggle on, and make an I-cord handle. But quite honestly, you all, this is not me.
Yeah.
And so I said last night, I probably should frog it to get the rest of this yarn, and I might be able to magic knot it to make a pom-pom. And Dawn, what did you say?
I was like, your granddaughters would love that. So
I never even thought of that.
If the colors don't work where you would use it, I think they could put books in there. They could put their iPads or their tablets in there. They could take it to their treehouse. They could take a little lunch, whatever. But I think that's something made by grandma. I don't know if they would understand how much time is in it, but that is something you could easily gift to one of your granddaughters.
And that was brilliant. I didn't even think of that. I was just going to frog it. So I am going to finish it. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to give it to one of them. I'll just need to think of something to knit for the other two. But yeah, thanks for that suggestion. So I'm learning that sometimes fresh eyes give you a fresh perspective, and you did that for me. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Wow.
And out of gratitude, I will bequeath you this bag. It's a nice 2.5 gallon one. Okay. Just so for you and you alone.
If it's from 2002, it's an antique, and you could probably earn some money on eBay with it.
Well, I've rinsed it out and washed it, so some of the print's coming off.
So, that reminds me of, we Zoomed last Saturday night with some viewers from the podcast. And
Yes.
Delightful time I had. But it was funny how we got talking about project bags and stashes, and I love to see what everybody was working on. We had people from across the country. Gosh, I don't know. I left there with a full heart.
I did too.
It was so we're going to start doing that, you guys, every month, the second Saturday evening. So watch our Ravelry pages, and Penny will post that Zoom link usually an hour or so before that is scheduled. So we'll remind you again for that. So,
and I'm sorry, Dawn, go ahead.
A lot of chatter on the FinishFixorFrogItKAL. It is amazing what people are pulling out, either finishing it. Some of them are altering, some of them are just frogging. But I love that motivation.
Absolutely.
To work on some of those unfinished objects. So I continue to work on my the month of June socks. I did finish that one, and then now I'm on the foot of the second.
I like those colors, Dawn.
They were fun. That's Show Me Yarn too.
It is.
Yeah. From ZK. I think I might have purchased it there last year. Oh, it had to be 2 years ago because I cast this on in 2018. But yeah, so the CAL is going really well. So
it is
good work. I think the first prizes have gone out now, so we'll draw again. Nikki will let us know. And we continue to get new viewers, which is exciting. And they send us fun little messages either on Ravelry or on YouTube. So we appreciate all of that. And I'm loving every minute of it. So
me too. And we just want to thank everyone for the suggestions you've given us.
Yeah.
Little tips and tricks, videos to watch. Boy, I don't think we can ever learn it all. So we do appreciate you making time to do that for us. Definitely.
Very good.
Well, Dawn, I think that is all I have on the agenda today. Can you think of
Perfect.
anything else?
Nope, I think
Okay.
that's all I have, at least surrounding me. So,
Yep, me too. All right. So would you let everyone know how they can get in touch with us on social media?
yes, so on Ravelry, Facebook, and Instagram, we're the Frivolous and Frugal podcast. We would love you to join our Ravelry group. So you can just go to the groups tab and then type in Frivolous and Frugal. And also Penny includes in the show notes, both here and in Ravelry, our email addresses. If you would like to email, we have Gmail accounts. Yeah, so we're trying to improve our social media, but not by much.
If we can be honest.
I don't want to set the bar too high, then people start to expect it. But yeah, can you believe it? Oh, before we come back, it'll be Miss Nikki's birthday.
Oh, I forgot. Fastidious Nikki.
Happy
We're not sure we're going to keep that name, though, by the way. Yeah,
pretty sophisticated for us.
it is.
But yeah, she has a birthday coming up. So hopefully I'm going to see her later today because I'm driving to Iowa when we're done here.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun. Well,
So,
happy birthday, sis, and thanks for all you do for us and your willingness to learn all about knitting just because you love us. So thank you.
she sat there for that whole 2-hour Zoom session. It was amazing.
Yeah, so everyone got to meet Nikki, which was kind of fun.
Yeah, very good. All right, well, I think that is all that I had too, so.
Yeah, me as well. So until next time, we hope that your knitting is a sweet twist of the frivolous and frugal. We look forward to seeing you in episode 18. Bye-bye.
Bye.